So hey guys, we want to welcome y'all to the actual Treasure Tuesday Nepris session that we actually did Tuesday? I
Yes,
guess it's past
Tuesday.
Tuesday. I know this doesn't look like a Google Meet. We are actually live inside of Miss Roseri's Intermediate Media Center.
Yes, we've got a dance class in here. We've got Lunch Bunch Reading Club.
Oh yeah.
And we've got me and we've got you and we're ready to roll.
That's right. See, that's how we do it. We're on location, I guess is
Yes.
what you want to call it like that. So, but yeah, we're pretty excited, guys. Like I said, those are some of the things that just we're doing here at Robinson ISD. We're trying to bring you into the spaces. And as she said, this is a hub
Yes.
of the intermediate. I mean, all things happen here as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about Nepris. Okay, so Nepris and why it is and what it is that we're going to be using it with. So when we think about real-world connections, this is the things that we want our students to be able to use and facilitate and utilize. And ISD themselves, they have a standard when it comes to using Nepris, not Nepris, but collaborative connections that are worldwide. So, expanding students' authentic real-world learning experience by engaging in virtual experts and in person as well, teams and students locally and globally. So that's what Nepris actually does for you and your students. And so we're trying to do our best to go ahead and make that connection with each one of our students. And what that does is it actually opens up the world for them. That way, that window and making those connections and taking them to, the next level. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but the actual state standards, our Texas TEKS, when it comes to technology, it is based on ISTE standards.
Yes, I've seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So
definitely.
that's huge. So like I said, giving those students those opportunities to do that and connect with that. So as we do that, you think about the endless possibilities that are available for our students each and every day. This is provided by you, the teacher, by setting up these particular sessions for our students. So we're going to dive a little bit into what Nepris is all about. So guys, I want to just kind of introduce you into Nepris. What we're going to learn about this morning, or I say this afternoon now. I think it's afternoon. It is afternoon. We're going to learn a little bit about the live sessions, the difference between those. We're going to learn about the on-demand record sessions, what that is about. And we're also going to learn about how all of this works on your particular campus and the things that you can do. So I'm going to actually turn it on over to April, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what those live sessions are all about.
Oh, hey, I love the real live sessions because you've got a real person from anywhere in the world talking about their job, their life, or whatever subject you're talking about in school, in the classrooms, bringing that into the classroom, making it a real-world experience. Here at Robinson, that's what we like to do. We like to create those memorable moments because as anybody knows, those things last forever because you're doing one-on-one human contact with life. And that makes such a bigger impression than watching a video. And that's not bad. You're going to learn from that too. It just makes such a better experience for the kids.
Absolutely. Like I said, bringing them in, being able to talk, being able to ask those particular questions. So I like that a lot. So tell us a little bit about some of your experiences and things when it comes to the live sessions.
Okay. We talk about basically the pros and cons of a real-time experience with Nepris. There's the pros definitely outweigh the cons. Like I said, we've got those live, great, memorable moments which leave a great impression on your student. And when the library media specialists help you set up a session that's live, you can target those TEKS in your curriculum. That is what's really neat because in the Google form that we have you guys fill out on the Nepris website itself, I've had to go in many times and check and apply those TEKS. And so you're getting good Texas instruction, and it's going to match it up to what we got going on in the classroom. And as an educator, that is what I need from Nepris. I need that outside, and I don't have a lot of time to spend on that. That's one of those cons, but that's nice. And then also the kids love at the very end, of course, there's a question and answer session. And sometimes these things, they're where the learning really happens too, because you've got a kid that wants to know something, and the presenter is answering, and then the presenter really gets into in deep to the answer. And that's an impression. You know, you're going to remember that conversation. And another thing that Nepris does that I really like is if they always record the live session, so it's available for revisiting. If you've got 3 or 4 classes, like in the high school or the junior high, that you've got to show you want to cover this ground with, you can view them at a later time. So
I like
that's a perk. That's a
That
real
is a
good
big
perk because time management, and that is one of the cons. Time management is for multiple sessions. That's where the teacher, the educator, runs into problems because we've all got this time management schedule, and so then the presenter as well. This is their job. They're not just sitting in there waiting for people to call. They're working at the same time, but they're offering their time to come into our virtual classroom and speak. So they've got their time management, we've got ours, but the good thing is the library media specialist acts like the mediator between the two, and we
She's
go back.
a good mediator.
I try to be. Anyways, but we take on that for both the client, which would be our students, and the other, the presenter, and we get that together so that the teacher doesn't have to, and we make it work. And then, of course, the recorded version is available about 7 days later. So if you wanted to show it that day, have a live presentation that morning and then say show it to your afternoon classes, that wouldn't work because there is a 7-day turnaround because they edit the video and make sure it's of good quality and, yada, yada, yada. So that takes Nepris about 7 days to do that because this is worldwide.
This is worldwide. And one thing I want to make sure that y'all understand, too, is that these are, like she said, this company reaches those. You kind of mentioned a while ago about the industry and how they are professionals. These are not staged speakers or things like that.
Right.
Like, these are people who are actually working real jobs. And they're bringing their profession into your classroom. So I like that part. I'm glad that you brought that up a while ago.
For example, real quick, last year we had a science teacher, 6th grade, that was teaching potential and kinetic energy. And she wanted a lady, or anybody, but I got a lady. This was what's really cool, too. It was a woman who designs roller coasters. Oh, my goodness. Cool. I couldn't believe I found her. But she was able to talk about how she designs roller coasters with the kids. She had nice slides, talked about the potential and kinetic energy and how she applies that to her job. And she showed us actual pictures of her on the job testing out the roller coasters, which is the part I would like. I would love to do that all day. And the kids were just like, oh, my goodness. Wow. I mean, can you believe that when that kid's 50 years old, they're going to remember this lady that was a roller coaster design, and they're going to know all about potential and kinetic energy.
That's pretty cool. And
awesome.
That stuff that's in real life, that's in real world, and making that connection. I think that's pretty awesome. I love how you were able to find that and find that person. Can you tell us a little bit about what it took to find that person on your end? On my end, I just went to the Nepris website after the teacher and I talked about the things that she needed and the TEKS that she wanted, and I just plugged in information basically, and I waited for a hit. There you go. And the lady emailed me and said, I've got this presentation, I cover this ground, what do you think? And I said, oh, it sounds perfect, let's give it a try. And then we got the time management thing going, and that took a little bit of time, but that was okay because that's what I do. I look for that, and it was great. She was willing to do 3 live sessions that day, and so the science teacher came in here with all her classes, about 100 kids each session, 3 times live, and it was amazing. Oh my goodness, I bet it was. The part I like about it was that what you were talking about, how the students, or not the students, but you didn't have to go on Facebook, you didn't have to go on Twitter, you didn't have to go on some social media account, email the presenter, like Nepris set that up. Yes. And made that connection for you. Yes, and they do all that. And they even have an email system, I think, right? That connects to. So I think that's pretty neat. All right, so go ahead and tell us a little bit about, so we learned about the live session. So now we're going to look at the on-demand, the recorded. So these are sessions that are available at any time, correct? Yes. Okay. All right, so tell us a little bit about that. Okay. So the pros and cons of the on-demand recorded session, again, the pros outweigh the cons. It works really well with time management on the teacher's end.
You can show this thing a million bazillion times if you need to. You can put it in a station to have kids revisit it. You can tie it into Schoology. You can tie it into Google Classroom. I mean, it is there. Once you get the link, you can do anything you want with it. And I discovered this year that you can create playlists within Nepris.
Oh, that's cool.
So I discovered that this year, and I made a big playlist of something that a teacher had asked me to find out some information about. And all I did was link the playlist to her email, and she was able to have it in the classroom. But then I also put it in the HyperDoc.
Okay.
That I do once a month, depending on what we're celebrating in the world.
The communication piece. I
Yes,
like that.
yes, it's a communication piece. And then, yes, the links are shareable, meaning that I can share it with any teacher, and they have access to it as well. And the best thing is the variety to choose from. We're talking worldwide here, Mr. Thomas. I mean, worldwide videos. Can you imagine the plethora that we have to choose from?
So it's funny. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew that they, were based here in the U.S., but that's pretty crazy that they do reach out to all different types of ethnicities and different places around the world, stuff like that. So I think that that's pretty good to expose our children to that. Like there's things beyond Robinson ISD. There's places beyond Waco, beyond Texas. So I think that's pretty neat. And beyond, I guess, the United States too. So.
Yes. I mean, we had somebody speak to us that was from India. He was sitting in India, and to hear his language, that was really neat to hear because you don't hear that every day.
No, you do not.
So that's nice to expose those kids to that. And then the two cons that I thought was, you don't have a live memorable moment that you're creating. Okay, and that's okay. Recorded's good, but that would be the only drawback because I'm a very high enthusiast of live moments. I think those are the best, but sometimes we just can't have those all the time.
No, yeah.
And then the thing with on-demand recorded sessions is sometimes you're not going to get those specific TEKS that you need covered. That would be, you can look at those TEKS. We can go in and look and see if it's going to work for what you're teaching in your curriculum. If it is, we'll sign you up. If it's not, we'll just keep looking until we find what you need.
There you go. But I like what you said about sometimes it doesn't cover the exact TEK. You're working within the box.
Yes.
I don't know a lot of people talk about thinking outside the box and doing stuff outside the box, but you're working and creating from within the box. I know we got people coming in. I actually got my daughter coming in here for lunch bunch right now.
Yep.
So,
Sixth grade lunch bunch.
Always humming and buzzing and going. So that's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk a little bit real quick about the classroom extensions. So, not only can you have people coming into your classroom and doing things when it comes to your virtual presentations, your on-demand stuff. But what I really like is how you can actually provide a writing opportunity, a reflection opportunity for each one of these sessions. So I'll give a couple examples. Have students create a short blog, using, Adobe Spark Page, Blogger, Schoology, even Google Slides, or Google Sites, sorry. So inside of Schoology, there's actually a blog function there ready for students to use as well. So it doesn't take much for them to come in, experience a session, then talk about exactly what that session was about, how they can utilize that information in another place.
Yeah, awesome. Amazing.
The other part is students creating infographics. So I know, we talk about writing across the different curriculum aspects. We talk about being more creative, giving those students those creative outlets. So this is a great way to handle that as well. Using Adobe Spark or Adobe Post, or Google Draw, students can create an infographic about what they learned and, share that with not only their peers, but they can share that globally too through through the teacher's social media account or through the media center social media account or other different ways, that you can share that. But that's students reflecting upon the things that they just got through experiencing and learning. And so those are some of the things that we need to make sure that when we are doing stuff like this with our students, that we're extending it. We're not just doing it, having the teachers come in or having people come in and then all of a sudden that's it.
Yeah.
You don't do anything else with it.
Exactly. Extension is going to make that memorable moment or even that recorded moment last much longer.
So you want to talk a little bit about these? This is actually a part of the email that you talked about.
That's right. This Nepris sends us an email, and I'm sorry, but I can't remember if it's once a week or every 2 weeks or if it's
Yeah.
once a month. I can find that answer out if we definitely need to know it, but honestly, I just can't remember because I see it all the time. So, anyways, but they do send me the library media specialist at every campus an email of what they're spotlighting. So I call this the spotlight page. And so you've got your STEM, you've got, it is heavy into the college and career and life skills. This would be so amazing for the high school teachers, getting those kids ready for careers and how to fill out resumes and, how this is all going to work and what can they do in the world? Because some kids are still stuck. What do I want to be when I grow up?
Exactly.
So Nepris is a good place to start. And then, of course, they've got fun things like here we see World Wildlife Day. They had, in February, we had our Black History Month celebration. They had a bunch of stuff there. That was where I learned to do how to do the playlist. Yeah. Anyways, that was cool. I just love that.
That is.
And much more. I mean, you name it, you can find it. I've seen field trips to the zoo. I've seen one of my teachers ask for somebody was presenting how to create a Mars rover.
Yeah.
And so it was a recorded session, which was good because she wasn't sure when she was going to show this to her kids in an upcoming unit. And so I got the recorded link, bundled it to her, and she showed it 3 or 4 times and put it in a station. So it was really good.
That's pretty
but yeah,
cool.
this is something that we get, and we can forward this to you through our staff email. If we do newsletters on campuses, we can put links to this in the newsletters. So it's out there. You just see something you like, email us, or we have a Google form we've created through our media website page.
That's right. We're going to talk about that right now, actually.
Okay.
We're going to go into that. So this is how it works on your campus. So there's a couple of ways that you can go ahead and reach out to your campus administrator, or not campus administrator, to your campus media specialist. And so there is a Google form on the RISD Media Centers page, and you'll have this link to. I'm going to link the show note into the show notes. I'm going to link this actual slide presentation, and then we'll also link it on YouTube as well, so that way you can have this. But you can click on that link actually, and it'll take you to. Yeah, she's going to take us to it now. To the RISD Media Center page, and there's actually a Google calendar there that's available for you that you'll see the different sessions that are set up for each campus, things that are going on in the Media Center as well. I haven't got the one from the intermediate yet. I'm working on that. She's going to have to share that with me soon. I don't, but that's okay. She's very busy. I mean, you got to admit,
I
there's
work
lots
for
going on.
chocolate. I work for chocolate.
I will get right on that. So, but yes, this is a great place for you to go, and there's that Google form that you can click on and utilize right there. And those are the exact questions that are inside of Nepris.
Yes.
And so when that helps her be real specific on the things that you're wanting for your classroom. So if you can take the time to do that, that would help out tremendously. And then, like I said, she does the rest of the footwork as well. When it, or should I say legwork, when it comes to getting those sessions set up and ready for you. Another way that I know that April uses, I mean, sometimes just a simple email, correct?
Yes, that's the way I did it last year until we had this handy dandy form. But yeah, it was just emailing me, hey, I'm interested in this. In fact, I had a lady just catch me in the hallway today as I was waiting on another meeting, and she said, hey, we're going to do some solar system stuff. And I said, hey, did you want to sign up for Nepris? And she said, hey, yeah.
There you go. And this is her all the time. Just so you know, that energy is what we have here. We're super excited to have her. So I think that's great. And they know that they can approach you. And so that's huge. You built that relationship with them to be able to do that. So I think that's awesome. And teachers, if you want to, you can go in and sign up for Nepris as well. It's the free version. It's a free account. So that way you can at least browse and see what's going on. And you can even see some of the on-demand stuff. We pay for it. And so then we get a little more perks when it comes to that. We can do a lot more sessions. We can do a lot more of the live stuff too as well. So you got to have an account to do that as well. So and then down there below, you'll see the upcoming industry chats. If you click on that, that'll actually take you to their actual Nepris sites, and you can go through and funnel through your different grade levels. You can funnel through your different TEKS that you're covering, things like that, to be able to find those actual chats that you're needing and looking for.
Yes, this is amazing. And there's just so much. There's so much. So filling out that Google form is going to help your library media specialist narrow things down. Emailing, talking to me in the hallway, that's going to help us narrow things down. It's just the biggest thing for educators is they need to know what TEKS they're going to cover.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the start place there. And as long as the media specialist has that, then we can really run with that.
All right. So, is there anything else that you feel that they would like to share or need to know a little bit about Nepris when it comes to your experiences?
I think we've covered it all. I just know that it is a great key tool thing to use with your students in the classroom, no matter what age they are, PK through 12th, college, even if you're at home studying and you could pay for a Nepris account.
There you go.
Nepris, sorry. Anyways, but yeah, it's a really good tool. I'm interested in the Mars rover that they just sent up. So
Yes.
I'm hoping somebody will ask me about that so I can do some research on that and we can get somebody in here to tell us all about that thing.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what life sounds like on Mars.
They're pretty cool. Those pictures have been pretty neat that they've been kind of sending out. I'm like, that's crazy. So if you don't know who your campus media specialist is, there they are. Okay, so here they are at your different campuses. You be sure to connect with them. Maybe even go by. I know they love one loves chocolate. Okay,
Yes.
that we know of.
Yes.
If you want to know some of their favorite Sonic drinks, other snacks, please feel free to ask me. But also you can go by and ask them too as well.
Yes.
Pretty sure that they will.
We will
give
tell you
that.
anything.
So that is awesome. So guys, we want to thank y'all very much for being with us this afternoon. And like I said, we're going to be putting this out there you'll be able to find it on all of your social media platforms. You'll be able to find it on iTunes when it comes to our podcast. And you'll also be able to find it on YouTube and our YouTube channel as well. So like I said, we'll be putting everything in the show notes for you to be able to access a little bit later. And we want to thank y'all very much for being with us this afternoon. It has been an amazing opportunity talking with April here at the intermediate, and so, like I said, just having a blast.
Good. Thank you. Come back anytime.
Oh yes, we sure will.